Good morning again, children. I have some time to kill before work, so we're going to work with the sky. And no, I want to be clear, this is not a smiley face. This is just a very poor rendition of a moon. So we're going to turn down our opacity. We're going to go in with our studio pen
live streaming.
with Max Streamline.
I mean, it's your rules on your server, so you can just...
I'm going to make us a couple trees. This is an image that I saw on Instagram, and we are going to try to make it come to life. Trees are never perfect. So I want this tree on another layer because he's going to be a little bit farther back. I'm going to draw a horizon. You can't see it, but I'm connecting the lines. That way I can do autofill. I'm going to make that blue just so I can see it. Evenness. Is that even? That is not even. Holy moly. Like, that is so uneven. Hold up now. We're going to warp this into the position I want. I love the warp feature because sometimes you just don't need a big old movement. There we go. Now that's even. Okay. Love the drawing guide for that. Circle. Beautiful. So the background for this, we're going to have be a dark blue. I'm going to fill in our circle with that. Our trees, I lied, I'm actually just going to put the trees on the same layer. That's not going to really make much of a difference. I'm going to take some blue, and we're going to go in with our tree brush, that same bark brush that we used from yesterday, just because I love it. And we're just going to go. We're just going to get on our bikes, kids, and we're going to go. And I believe we're going to smudge that with the same brush because it's still preset. Just very light. Just to get just a little bit of pop in there. Now the water, water is my favorite to do. I have a way that I like to do water, and it works for me. So we're going to go in with a dark color first. We're just going to go in with black. We're going to make our brush really small. We're using our ocean brush. This is the default brush in Procreate, I believe. I think it's a default brush. I could be wrong. I download so many brushes so often it's hard to keep track of what I pay for versus what I get for free. I tend to not buy brushes that much. Just because they tend to get a little expensive, but if it's a good enough brush, fuck yeah, I'm buying it. I think the most I've paid for a set of Procreate brushes is like $20, and to me that's still worth it, because I get so much use out of them. Okay, so we're just building is what we're doing. We're making the brush really small, filling in some lines, making it a little bit bigger, making it a little bit bigger to get that illusion of like distance, really. I want a little bit of teal in this, just a little bit. Because the sky is going to have a little bit of green in it. Then I'm going to make back there just a little bit bluer. There we go. Get some of that in there. That way that background color kind of acts as the highlights. So I just build up the foregrounds. So we're going to use this last layer here. We're going to grab that same blue and we're going to make some very gentle highlights. Very gentle. Actually, I just want that. And then over here, I want a little bit more blue, just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're going to go, oop, I'm sorry. Let's delete that sketch. I don't need that anymore. We're going to go move a layer down here for the sky. We're going to go with our watercolor brush. We're going to go with this Espanoja Humeta, if I pronounce that right. We're going to put just a little bit of speckle. Just a little bit. I like this brush for the angles it has. Like it just, I shouldn't say angles. Get some darkness in here. A little bit of black, just a little bit. Because I kind of want some of this to be brought out just a little bit. Actually, let me do this. Because I want to show you what I'm looking at. That's the wrong color. I want some of this background stuff in here, like these little cloud markings to be visible, but not completely visible. I just want it to be kind of subtle. So I might go back in here with just a little bit of, there we go. There we go, get some of that glow. And then we're going to grab, I don't like using white all the time for my stars because it's too normal, it's too basic in my opinion. So we're going to take it with a nice sky blue. We're going to go into my space folder. I have Starfield 4. It doesn't look like anything on there, but when I put it down, she's pretty. We're going to put her underneath a couple layers. There we go. That way it's kind of a little bit subtle, but at the same time it's just kind of there. My favorite part, the moon. This part I've been excited for. So we're going to go in with black first. We're going to go to our alcohol ink brushes. We're going to go to color changing number 8. Oh, so you probably have noticed I have 2 each, like color changing 10, color changing 10, 11, 11, 9, 9, 8, 8. The difference is this is just a flat color. It doesn't change. The top one, where it has the number 1, I have it set to where it's rainbow color. That way it changes all the fluctuation. So we're going to use just our basic one where I can just go black. Get a little bit of teal in there, just since we have the sky. There we go. I don't want to use that. I want to use a different brush. I want to use something a little more sporadic. Let's try this one. Absolutely not. How about this one? Living. Okay. I can work with this. Let's put some layers in here. I'm actually living for that. I'm not even going to change it. I love that. So I'm going to make a layer underneath. I'm going to turn the brightness all the way up. That way it's white. That's all it is. Nothing
Why are those all white?
Super fancy. We're going to go to Gaussian blur. I'm going to a little bit of a glow. I messed up. Hold on. I shouldn't have done that. So There we go. So I want my layers still separate. There we go. Let's blur that to get that glow. I'm going to take the base of our clipping layer and I'm also going to blend it just a little bit. That way it's not a harsh line, because you can't ever really see the harsh line of the moon because it's so far away. And I kind of want it to be a little ethereal. So we're going to take the shadow portion and we're going to go back with our blue, probably that same brush. I want this teal in here too, just a little bit. A little bit of white. Oh, I'm living. I'm living. So the sky, I'm debating on if I want to put shadows on the trees, like, really just doesn't seem to do anything. Oh well. What if I did this? We're just having fun. Actually, since that one's in the background, we're going to test something. So we're going to go Gaussian and blur, but we're going to use the pencil. I've never actually used the pencil variation of this before. Oh, this is not going to work. I need something on these trees. They're too... I know, how about, let's go to leaves. The exact brush that I wanted, petals. Just a couple. We're going to take this. Get some highlights in. Get some low lights. Dark blue. And of course, just a little bit of white. I don't know.
He's not there. Why is it not there?
Light, I don't like that much. I know what's missing. I need some clouds. That's what it is. So usually, this has been my go-to cloud brush. I downloaded it a while ago. I think it was free. This one's also been my favorite because it just makes these fluffy little clouds. So fluffy. Out above the moon. I don't want it to be a clipping mask of the moon. Let's see. But I want... So this is where I get confused sometimes, is I like to have my layers placed in a certain way. Come here. There we go. That's better. Because I want the clouds below the water, but above the moon. If that makes any sense. So we're going to take that dark blue again. We're just going to make that a little bit darker. Make that a little bit bigger. Get some black in there. Literally. Just a little bit. Get some teal. Get some of that teal in there. And we're just being real gentle by applying any pressure to the brush. Like barely any. And I just want a little bit of white onto here just for... That's what I can do with the trees. Not draw assist, I meant merge. Clipping mask. We're going to go to our gold brush set. We're still going to use that glitter. Yeah, let's do glitter flakes. Feeling that this time. Get some little flakes on here for light. I'm actually going to make these trees. I don't want that to be super white. What happens if I make it black? Turn some of that down. just get a, you know, I'm not a fan of that brush for the top layer. We're going with glitter dust. Yeah, that's a lot better. Just a little bit on those trees. This we're going to blur just a little bit. Beautimus. Beautimus. I don't know, I'm going to go with the trees. Let's mess with the trees. Let's get some different color in there. There we go, that's what it is. The color was just blending way too much for me. Get some moonlight on there. Cool. I did not prep this canvas at all. This I do want a background for. We're going to try it with a couple different backgrounds just because I want to see what it looks like. So we're going to try it with this one first because this is one of my favorites. It's going to just the color and I expect it to. So I may not keep it. Covers that whole thing. Make that linear burn. That looks really dope. But it takes away a lot of the ethereal look that I was going for. So we're going to use a classic. One that's not going to distort the color as much, but gives that paper look. Sometimes you just gotta look through it. How about this one? This one. That's what I want. It speaks to me. Beautimus. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our painting. Let it load. Maybe. There we go. Paste. Should just cover the entire thing. Yeah. That's better. There we go. Gives that paper feel. I'm going to call this one done. Because I'm living for it. We're going with our Streamline Studio pen. We're going to sign it down here this time. We're going to get zazzy. And there we go. And there you have it.
Alright, come on. Please don't kick me this time.